Give me 1 second. Boom, boom. Make sure the audio was on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good. Can you hear me?
Hell yeah.
Like really good?
Yeah, I can hear you I think pretty good.
Okay, that's
Hell yeah.
good.
How are
How you
you?
been, man?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, that's
How you
what's
d-
up.
how you doing?
I'm all right, man.
I told somebody I was going to give you an interview and
Uh
I
huh.
I told him about your channel and he
Uh
wants
huh.
to know where you're from. He wants to know if maybe he could join you sometime in the state or city that you're in,
Possibly pop out. Yeah, I'm from Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Iowa. Nice.
Yeah, Iowa. I do move around and travel with it sometimes. I need to do that more, but yeah, I'm mobile. I'll go to people if they want to show some support and shit.
Nice. Do you? I'm guessing you do your Second Amendment in other states as well, not just in Iowa.
Yeah, the way state permits work, even in a state like Iowa that has constitutional carry, if you do have a permit to carry, what that does it fast tracks any background checks when other states have to vet your gun possession if you travel to another state. So this is like a shortcut. A permit is like a shortcut to let them know right away that they can chill out because you're probably good. They'll go double check to make sure that nothing has changed since the permit had been issued. But the permit is real good, even for constitutional carry states for interstate traveling, which is tricky sometimes. So
Word.
yeah,
I want the people to get to know you a little bit more on a personal level.
okay,
So I'm gonna ask you
yeah,
some
yeah,
quick questions, maybe, and maybe we can. I'll give you the floor after some of these questions. Favorite movie?
okay.
Favorite movie of all time?
Well, anytime anybody asks me my favorite movie, even though I have so many of them, I'm actually an aspiring filmmaker. I look at movies like a filmmaker. But when I do look at a movie like a filmmaker for everything that a movie has to offer, the first movie that comes to mind is Fight Club.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's a deep philosophical movie. It challenges men, I think, to look for the part of the man that is self-destructive for the greater good, which I think sometimes we really need to see that. It sounds odd because you think that a good guy should be safe and out of harm's way at all costs, but I think the best of us need to go wherever the damn fight is at, and I think Fight Club does a little bit of that.
Nice. That's a great answer. Favorite book?
My favorite book, I would have to say, it's a toss up between Outwitting the Devil and maybe really the Kabbalion is my favorite. I'd have to say the Kabbalion, yeah. And that's
Which
all about what's that?
the author? Do you know the author?
Oh, it is based off the works of Hermes Trismegistus, which is a ancient, almost mythical guy who got his. I think he wrote the the Emerald Tablets, and all of his work is based on the seven Hermetic principles. And yeah, it was life changing. The shit was life changing, and it's the dopest shit I think I ever read in my life. Yeah.
You think that everyone would benefit from reading that book?
Oh yeah, I think what that book does is that it puts um, a sense of responsibility on the human being, so much so that the power that it takes for you to stand up to the responsibility that you find will make you feel like you are one with the God that you're looking for. If you can follow me there, it's so deep that it makes you feel like your life has a purpose, whether you recognize it or not, and that and that we're all much bigger than what we give ourselves credit for, and that the reason why we aren't as strong and as powerful in manifestation of life is because something's stopping us. Something's trying to keep us from doing that too. So it's pretty dope.
Word. All right. Favorite music artist of all time?
My favorite music artist? Oh man, I guess that would be kind of hard to say. I just had to say I'm just a big fan of music just in general. Not even just hip hop, even though that's where my heart is at. I listen to Steve Miller Band, um, Smashing Pumpkins,
Good bands.
Rick James.
Mm-hmm.
I even like some of this new rap shit that a lot of people think that the kids are kind of crazy, but I think they're crazy in a good way sometimes. Even growing up, in the era of Tupac, Biggie, Snoop Dogg, Bone Thugs and Harmony, like we recognized music that was with the times, but it wasn't quite what we really wanted or needed, and it was unpopular music, unpopular artists. And I think nowadays it might be easier to find somebody who's trying to search so much on how easy it is to get famous and popular, even if it's for a short period of time. They're perfectly okay with that. And I think that will cheapen the music, but it's not like music doesn't live on. It'll always live on for being a very powerful um, conduit of expression to the human body, even in vibration, just vibration itself. Like I was talking about the seven hermetic principles. One of them is vibration. You can beat a drum and a 6-month-old child will dance. There's something about the rhythm and the vibration, man, that speaks to the very soul of what we are deep down, scientifically and metaphysically. That when I hear good music coming from Pink Floyd or anybody, I don't give a damn how much I wanted to be a rapper when I was a kid. Even now, I still got those aspirations too. I know good music when I hear it, and sometimes I get in a Pink Floyd zone, and I play Pink Floyd all day long, man. Yo! I got supporters. I ain't got my sign up. They already know who I am, though.
Good. Hey,
What
good
up?
answers. Good bands. I think I like everybody you mentioned as well. All right.
Yeah,
I was gonna say favorite television show, but we're not gonna go there. Do you still watch
yeah.
sports, television, or movies to this day?
I do like the movies, but I do believe that it's very evident that uh, from CIA mind control operations and all types of stuff that we can find evidence of, even if 10% of it is true, that's enough to let me know that as crime scene investigators, we need to be keeping our eye out. And when you do that, you will realize that they take a golden opportunity to tap into the human mind with something like a movie, which is an awesome production, and the outcome. It's a beautiful thing. It's much like music, and how I feel about good movies. But they know that there's something in the human spirit that is drawn to that, and when they know that that's there, they will manipulate you inside of those things sometimes. So you got to watch movies with a grain of salt and know that yes, it's entertaining, but they're trying to shape your perception about things, and you got to be aware of that too. And then you can enjoy the movie and brush away the bullshit when they're trying to play you.
Word. Me and my wife tells me that her and we watch two different movies because I'm always calling out what they do,
Okay.
and you know what I'm saying? Like she sees like certain things in the movie and I'm just like, "Wait a minute. That's not right."
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
um
yeah, for sure. I do a lot of that, but even with the music and stuff, man, I listen to music and I take it with a grain of salt as well. But man, I just know that these things are being propelled by things that are bigger than me, that have a great advantage over me, and thus I don't trust it. Just like that, that's enough to make me not trust it because I know that they could get over me and really warp my mind if I allow it to. So I just take everything with a grain of salt. I don't trust nothing really, and I'll enjoy it whenever I can though.
good answer. Are you a family man?
Oh hell yeah, man! As a matter of fact, a custody battle over my oldest child is what led to my gun rights activism. It's kind of a crazy story, but not only did I give up my dreams of being an aspiring filmmaker by starting a clothing line way back in 2006. I tried this way before online T-shirt companies was a real big popular thing. I was already trying to do it in 2006, and I was saving money. I had like $7,000 saved up. I had more plans, and I was going to move out to California to chase my dreams to be a big Hollywood writer and director. And I ended up using the money in a custody battle, and this woman was trying to steal my soul about my son, and it opened my eyes to what a monster, what a machine family court is, and the entire legal system, how shady, how crazy that is, and how immoral, morally flawed human beings are in a position. to hold a moral high ground over me when I was the good guy the whole time. My lawyer was bad, her lawyer was bad. Everyone involved was doing business while I was trying to save my natural son. And when I realized that, it opened up a can of worms, man. I became a gun rights activist. So thank you for her trying to wreck my Hollywood dream. So now I'm not a Hollywood a trash guy because all of those guys are nasty in the dark. I think there's something going on there, and I'm glad I'm not a part of it. I really think my baby mama saved my life by keeping me from Hollywood when I was so close to chasing that. She literally stole all of that for me to fight in custody of my son. And the direct response to all of that was me opening up to the fact that government is crazy and they're only people, they're not gods, and it would take a God to rule me. So none of them are qualified, and all of this opened my eyes. So family, man, hell yeah, man. I credit everything I do to my kids, man. They did all of this, man.
What you said right now is extremely important. And recently, I helped a woman start a YouTube channel. Her name is Susan Bassey. I met her in the courthouse. They were messing with her. They took houses from her, family court. They took her pretty much her newspaper business away, and she's talking about this type of stuff because there's a lot of private judging in family courts that a lot of people don't know about. And I'm learning a lot from her. We're going to be doing more videos regarding this type of stuff. But she told me something, and it said, you get married and you get divorced, and when there's kids involved, that divorce will end in two ways. A marriage will end in two ways, either in death or in family court. And if you can keep it out of family court, and that's what people should truly try to do, is keep this kind of shit out of family court, because the only ones that win in family court are the attorneys, the private judges, so all this stuff, like exactly kind of like you were saying. So yeah, you're right, absolutely right.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
it was heartbreaking. I already didn't really understand or trust government so much, but being forced to educate myself after I ran out of money trying to fight the case myself, and then that fell apart real quick because I was hitting it with the real truth, man. They didn't want to hear it. Man, all of that just made me feel like the fight for fatherhood you got to be a strong man to do that. So, and when a man ain't strong enough, we look out here in the world and we say there's a problem here because we got all these single mother homes, and it's like, well, the court system is helping fight a lot of guys away from this because as strong as I had to be to get through that, any man that wasn't as strong as me, I could see how a guy would go. Man, I'm going from it, man. The kid will come find me when they. And I heard that shit so many times, and after fighting the way I did, I was like, now I see why people just walk away. I couldn't do it, but I understand, bro. I understand why guys give up, man. Or they want to one they self. They
Right.
want to self checkout. Like sometimes that drives guys crazy, man.
Yeah, right.
And it's sad, man. And I blame government for all that shit, bro.
You're absolutely right. As a matter of fact, Susan Bassey is talking about starting some kind of like program that'll actually help parents outside of the courts. So maybe, hopefully, I work with her on that. We do something with that in the future.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd like to write a book on it.
Right? Yeah.
From my experience. Yeah, yeah.
I
I
have a
might do that.
publisher, bro. If you ever want to write a book, I have my assistant's a publisher. Um,
I keep
so
in touch with you about that.
yeah, no doubt. Um, do you believe in anarchy, and can you explain your understanding of it?
Yeah, I do believe that we're constantly in a state of anarchy. You just gotta drape an illusion over it to keep people from realizing the truth of it. Because anarchy really means no rulers. It doesn't mean no rules. There's always rules. You can't write down rules for nature that are already here, embedded in the fabric of reality, in the fabric of humanity. It's already here. You can't write something down that could ignore it. What you can do, though, is fool a bunch of people to get them to play a game inside of that game so that they inevitably play out their nature, but then you stand to benefit from it like government does. They do this cat and mouse game with the drug thing, the Ricky Ross stuff with the CIA, the Bay of Pigs, all of that stuff. When they was running that white girl up and through here, that was them. And then they had political reasons to do it, and then it had this after effect of what it did to quote unquote black communities. I disrespect them highly for doing all of that shit. All of that is crazy. But what that did, though, man, is I think that helps them create a sense of dependency on them from us, that we give into their game. And when we create this sense of dependency between us and government, they say, okay, sign this contract, like the driver's license. Here, sign this birth certificate. That binds you to some shit. You and your child, it does something funny to you. They do this contract law to feel like the benefits that you can possibly find inside of government is worth all of the pain that they cause you. Because deep down they're thinking this is contract law. Y'all agree to all of this shit, good or bad, so take it. And I think they got this kind of attitude, like a snobbish attitude, that when we complain, they thinking, who the fuck are you? Excuse me, who the hell are you
Good.
guys are? To complain. You agreed to do this, and this is what we're doing. It's an agreement to hide the fact that if I cannot rule Mr. Officer so and so, whoever the hell he is, he's got to know that he cannot rule me either. And he'll go, according to statute, blah, blah, blah. They start talking this contract law backed up with force and violence to make me either accept it because I'm scared or accept it because I don't know any better, because they will fool you. They like to do that. They don't always like to fight you. You got to look for them to fool you first. If they can get you to fucking fight club, fight yourself, if they can get you to fight club, fight your damn self, they will watch you fight yourself than ever put hands on you. They like to say, I didn't do nothing to none of you. They like that. Like the contract shit. You asked for this. They like that shit. So they're hiding the fact that no rulers is what anarchy means. And it doesn't mean that you ain't going to come to no consequences for being an asshole. Oh, yes, you are. And I think the punishment should be real harsh. That's how you get a polite society. Punishments are super harsh.
I've been involved in police accountability for 7 years at least. I talked to a lot of people, and I gotta say, man, talking to you, I feel like you have an understanding of a lot of things. Sometimes I hear things from you that I haven't heard from this community probably ever. You make some strong points, just like the one you made right now, and I think I like talking to you, man, because you open up some things that, you know what I mean, that actually can help us out along the way. Because this is what they I never heard it like that before. They try to fool you first before they, revert to violence or whatever. So yeah, man.
It's way smoother. Even like when they fake ignite fight that maybe didn't need to happen. When they do that kind of a thing, they like tricking us in that way to make themselves look justified to do that, because they know that there's something about feeling justified to do something that's kind of violent that kind of clears the slate morally for you. So if we can see them in that way, then they go, good. They don't think that we're mass, murderers. They think that we had to do this because we saving them. And if they can make us feel like that, like they didn't start that fight, then they will move on with doing what they do, because they see the importance in that. That's a head game, because they know that humanity will accept bad things for good reasons if it's really for the greater good. And they're thinking, listen, you're never going to be able to fool them with this. You're going to have to fake some of this shit. So they know that it's important that they fake it sometimes. That they can't just outright do what they're doing, because we will rise up way too fast. It'd be an eruption. They wouldn't know where to look or how to stop us. And they thinking they can't throw themselves into the fire like that. They'll fool you first, man. They like that shit.
Man, I see some kids walking behind you. They ain't scared of you? Scared of the gun?
Nah, man.
They can't see it?
And sometimes they can't see it, but like right now behind me, they probably couldn't see it. But even when people walk right in front of me, bro, first of all, the sign helps. Hug the AR owner and the tripod with the camera, that smooths them out enough that they say, okay, I'm curious and I might be worried, but I'm not scared. What is this? And it's enough to make people chill. That if they stand by and they hear me talk for a second, which some people do, they'll stand like kind of like in earshot to listen to me. And I've had people do that for 5 or 10 minutes, and they'll come over and give me a big old hug, and they go, dude, yeah, like that. And I'm going, see, I told you, bro. Totally huggable, man. That the hero is going to like this gun. Like, you have to expect and maybe even demand that heroes with a heart like mine, who don't like bullies getting away with stuff, society should be demanding that we not leave it up to the police, because they're there, and obviously they're not enough, because things are still going crazy with all these cops on duty. So I think the situation is too detrimental for strong men to ignore it. And I think nature is calling us to defensive action in response to this shit. And when I talk like that and I'm out here trying to look like that, people know, man, it's crazy, man. Society is not scared of this shit like the news will make you, man. People be real understanding even when they disagree.
Right. I think I'd be more scared of a society where the only ones that have guns are the cops. Like that to me is really scary.
Yeah.
That to me is extremely scary.
That's
right?
So weird, And I think what's real scary about it is that we realize, if you're honest, you'll realize that they're only people. And then if you be honest, you can say, well, how crazy do people get when they're hiding behind this illusion of this authority? You can look at California, all of the gang units inside of these sheriff departments around LA County and other places. Um, what the hell did y'all expect? I'm not even shocked at all that gangs were formed inside the police department. Some are based on race, some of them are racist, some of them are black gangs inside these police departments. None of this surprises me at all. And some people find themselves in shock and awe of it. And I'm going, damn, what the hell did you think was going to happen? I knew when you create this authority, bad people will go there to see how well the illusion works for them. I'm not surprised.
Word. Make a damn good point. When did you? I think you kind of told me you answered this. When did you take an interest in your activism? But you kind of said, with, you're going through
Yeah.
family courts and stuff like that. I hate to ask you this one, but I try to ask everybody this one right here. Is the Earth round or flat? You don't have to answer it, but I mean, if you want to.
I will answer because that's an interesting thing. One thing that I try to do is I don't really talk. I talk about a lot of stuff, but I don't talk about that much on any of my streams or anything because I don't know which way to go, and I'm always scared to look like an idiot to somebody. So I try not to talk about it. But I will say that I think that from my understanding of a lot of ancient culture that based the Earth for being a round globe, a lot of that lines up so much for it being round that I have to say, then how are they navigating everything that they're navigating the way that they do this shit if it's flat? Now I'm confused. But there is this book that I found. It's a 3-book series called Terra Infinita, and it's about not just flat Earth, but a flat universe and how this like if there's everything is on one plane and there's these different pods and they're all called like land of Mars, land of Jupiter, land of Asgard, like where Loki and Thor are from. A lot of these names and other shit will be familiar to you, and it's interesting because if this book is some illusion or make believe thing of some guy's creative imagination, he's a goddamn genius. First of all, he shouldn't be wasting his time doing this. He should be writing movies. He'd make the best movies ever because this book is full of different maps and an entire map of what the universe looks like on a flat plane. And it's interesting because I want to know what will make a crazy guy do this shit so well because it's a fucking masterpiece. But other than the curiosities, man, I think it's round. I think it's round, man.
I like to joke around and say everyone's wrong. That shit's square. But
I like to tell everybody that they're fucking wrong,
right.
that this is a vibration, and that whatever you see is only trapped inside a framework of a vibration. And when you elevate your vibration, you elevate dimensions. And all of this, whatever we can perceive, is all in one dimension. The third dimension, that's where we are. Third, second, and then first, we can perceive it all. But this is where we are, and we can go nowhere else. So round or flat, it doesn't matter. We're all trapped in this dimensional space, and that's all I care about. I try to send my thinking as far out as I possibly can, and then anything else that would hinder that seems like child's play or broken glass and rusty nails on my barefoot walk through life, I move it out of the way. Fuck that. I get bigger shit to think about. 3 dimensions, that's where we are. That's where we are. There might be 11. Let's talk about that. I don't want to talk about people's racist shit.
Right. True, man. You got good fucking answers, bro. Let me see what else. Are there good cops?
I think yeah. The answer is yes and no. Yes, because if you want to strip this guy of his uniform, his authority, the illusion, even the illusion of who he is, when he puts on this facade that we all put on in society, to try to mitigate the possibility of violence or pain or suffering upon us. Everybody wants to be cool. Even the guys that hurt people don't want to be hurt. They always want to protect themselves too. So everybody kind of does that. And some people do it so much that they aren't who they really are. You know, if you strip this guy all the way down to that even, then I'll say, yeah, good guy, and I probably love him. I'd probably be his friend. But inside of the illusion with the costume and the badge, the very definition of being a police officer to me makes the guy either a bad guy or a guy capable of making really bad moral choices. But the dependency makes it look like this is where you need to go if you want to be a hero. So we have to do it. But I think we need to be police officers, quote unquote, but then change the framework for what that is. Because the definition of a cop will make any cop with a badge in this country, shoot me if he had to, or if I totally resist with all of my being, he would shoot me, regardless of my history or who I really am inside. He's not going to care to know me, but he will shoot me in front of my kids on my birthday for a $200 citation, if they suspend my license because I refuse to pay it, and then I insist on driving my vehicle and ignoring every fucking thing that they ever do or say to me, ever, 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 I put up a brick wall. I don't even see you, bro. You're invisible. If I do that, he'll kill me for the $200. And every cop has to be willing that if he's the guy that stops my car on the highway and the lights are going, and I say fuck you, and I get on the gas, here he comes. He don't care what it is. He doesn't care what the reason was. $200 is my birthday. My kids are in the car. Doesn't give a damn. I'm going to stop that car, and I might die when I do, because he wants to address me about whatever the fuck it is that sent him here. He might not even know until he takes a closer look at the paperwork. Oh, this was a $200 citation? He don't know that. He don't know that, but he's ready to chase me down, kill me in front of my kids on my birthday. All of them are ready. All of them are bad. I don't even know what else to say. They have to be ready to do that, or they cannot be the cops. What cop's gonna say, Trey, I'm gonna let you go, bro. It's your birthday, your kids. It's only $200, man. Till another day, man. I'm gonna leave you alone. I'm gonna let it go if you're gonna do this, man. If I resist, he gonna go, you wanna die? And then he gonna do that to me.
Yeah.
Not cool. And it's all of them, bro.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be too passionate about that, but it's all of them, bro.
It's
all of them, man.
We are all passionate about police around here. You know what I mean?
But the man inside, I could probably love him, man, because I'm like that with everybody. I work with a guy who's an ex-sheriff. The way me and him talk at work, we often get to, could you guys get back to work from the manager, because we won't stop talking. This dude is like one of my best friends at work. He's a former sheriff, and I tell him sometimes, I'm so glad you're not a cop, dude, because there would have been this illusion of responsibility that you have over me when you're not even my father, and I would have been ready and willing to accept the fact that you would kill me even if you're mistaken, and it would have been some tension between us for nothing, dude. You're cool. I'm glad you're not a cop no more. I tell him this, man.
That's cool.
It's something about that illusion, bro. It damages relationships, bro.
Do you have, like, cops besides him, maybe cops that are still on the force or whatever, ever reach out to you, talk to you, try to figure out what you do, and maybe support your work?
No one ever actually talks to me directly, but there is the occasional cop that'll go by me when I'm doing this, and for the most part, in Cedar Rapids, they never bug me. Where I live at, they never bug me. Most places I go, the sign even helps the cops, bro. Like, with the sign, they go, political message, and then it makes them think, stop, think. Is he doing anything wrong? Is this a political thing? There's the camera. Do I really have a reason to mess with him? No. Leave the man alone. It puts them in check, bro. It's way too much going on. And they go, dude, I'm not going to walk up on this guy with this camera and this gun and this sign and people are hugging him. If they see someone hug me, oh, they fucking wave and go, man. They go, I saw that, bro. It is working, huh? The cops do that to me.
That's crazy. I've actually seen it happen.
I actually see cops drive by, man, and they'll do this, or they'll salute, and I can see the look in their eyes that they won't drive off until we make eye contact. They want me to know that they're like, go for it, bro.
Oh, yeah.
And I appreciate that, and it makes me say, damn, dude, that's sad. So that they wrote it on a magical paper that you got to treat me a certain way because of this gun. You're going to wave at me today and then kick my door tomorrow, bro. I don't like you, really.
Right. Yeah.
I want to, but you look crazy to me.
Right. Yeah. Do you believe that the government will continue to go after the Second Amendment?
I think it's inevitable. And as a matter of fact, I'm glad you asked me that question, because one of the biggest, most heaviest anchors in what it is that I do is that I try to tell people not to call me a Second Amendment advocate, because I am not. I'm a gun rights activist, which will supersede any reference to a magical paper to which they want us to put our heart and soul in, that when they throw it out, they want to see how many people want to be such law-abiding citizens that they step out of the way and out of a fight that the government would deserve at that point. They want to see how many people they can get out of the way with it. It hasn't stopped them because they're marching on us. 250 years we've been arguing what they asked about this shit, and apparently we haven't gotten it right, and that's crazy. It's not stopping them, but what it will do more than stop them, it will get some of us to accept an amendment being amended so that we not only disarm ourselves, but maybe even call for the disarmament of our fellow man. I think it will magically do that to the minds of the people in this country, and because of that, I don't like it. I don't like the Second Amendment at all, bro. I know they're going to go after it because they know that that is their last chance to soften us as much as they can to then do what it is that they broadcast all the time that they've been planning to do for a long time. They already been saying it, and they're not going to be able to do it without the guns. Whenever you see them reaching for the guns, you got to wonder how much of this is them playing into harboring, getting us to harbor racial tension, emotions about, these public shootings in schools and stuff like that, which I think might be maybe that's them. I don't know. We can talk about that if you want. Um, but I think they like using all of these almost like if you were walking through an emotional warehouse of the human existence and you want to just clickbait a few things to fucking fill your shopping cart, you can go racism, black people gonna freak out about that. Oh, hurt some kids, they all gonna fucking freak out. Give it to a white guy, give him the gun and call it an AR-15. We don't even know any other fucking rifle. Boom, they gonna have some feelings about that. They just go through click, 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 gathering all of this shit in the car so they can come up with the news story for the weekend. And they do this shit all the time, bro. I can't respect nothing that they got going on, and they know that they can manipulate us like that. And then when they throw that shit out, Second Amendment, they're gonna scratch that shit out, piss on it, ball it up, and hook shot it into the waste paper basket. And they want to see how many people are gonna go. Oh, I guess we don't got gun rights. Not me. I'm gonna say ain't nothing changed for me. I think y'all playing a silly ass fucking game.
Right.
I didn't change at all. And if you think it's sweet, you're going to have to mean that with your life. And that's what we should be telling them. No more gun regulations. We're not going to argue with you about something that we're telling you that you can't win.
Right.
The Gaston flag, don't tread on me. Those guys, I dig it, bro. But really, why are you meeting them in court of law to debate them? I would show it to go, we're not talking about this because you can't win. Court dismissed the fuck, and then walk out of there. That's what every court case should look like. And they go, they never even showed up to any litigation about and we like, catch me outside. You're going to have to come out there with aggression to get us to give you this. Otherwise, we're going to act like we don't hear you if all you're doing is going to talk. If that's all you're going to do is talk, we don't hear you. And I learned that attitude from them. Because they say, if y'all want this freedom, go fight it out in the courtroom. If you're not willing to really fight it, mandatory vax and blah, 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 deal with it. Then they do that. Because they really telling us, man, fight or shut up.
Right.
So I think we should tell them, fight or shut up. Fight or shut up. Tell them the same thing.
Yeah. So I guess like my understanding, I think what I'm trying to understand, wrap my head around is, would you say that you're more along the lines of like having natural rights rather than having the Constitution give us our rights and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, and people say, that it was intended to be a reflection of the natural rights, that you would speak in
Right.
the language of the government so that they have this reference to recognize that it was supposed to be a reminder to tell them, hey, while you guys are doing this, just know that these people have a right to carry and guns and arm themselves. And if you ever mess around, man, we know what to do. We just did that as an example, and we might have to revisit, like, don't fuck around. It was supposed to be a don't fuck around kind of a reminder.
Right.
They have gotten us to be convinced that amendment means potentially change.
Right.
And then we go, okay, we'll argue. I'm telling them that there is no argument. We know what that means when they want the guns. We know what it means. So because of that, then I say, what court date? The ATF said, what? I stopped listening to them months ago. I don't care. They're going to have to mean it with some real shit, or I'm going to act like I don't hear them.
Right.
I think that's how you check government.
Right. Absolutely.
I think that's how you check them. I think you tell them whatever it is that they want that we don't want them to do until they're willing to look like monsters to fight us to get it. Then we gonna call they bluff, man. Fight us like the animal you are to get that, or we're not gonna argue with you, bro. We're not gonna give in to you guys winning some shit on some magical paper and go, we didn't want them to do it, but they won in court and court case blah blah versus blah said it. I don't give a damn about none of that shit. None of that can change something that's fundamentally inherent in human nature. That if I enjoy my life and I've created no victim, I get to protect it. But whatever I get my hands on, it's undebatable. But they put that shit in an arena of debate so that you would accept the debate about it and then accept losing the debate too. It's a
Right.
trap, I think.
Yeah, you're right. What do you want our viewers to know? What advice would you give the viewers? What do you think the people should begin to do if they've never tried to do anything like what you're doing? If they're new to listening to you and they're new to who you are, what would you encourage the people to do?
I think the idea that you shouldn't care what other people think of you, I think in a way that's true, but in a way that is not. I think me caring about what other people think about me after I've done some deep introspection, and I think people should do that. Look deep inside yourself about who you really are and what you want out of life. And if you do that well enough, see the humanity in yourself to give yourself a break to be forgiving. And then express that same sentiment out into the world that if you know you don't want to see people hurt, dying, crying, sad, abused, don't be that to nobody. And then furthermore, reach out to people that might be going through things and try to help them and let them know that life is so malleable in our hands day, you got to take some responsibility and then make the world a better place. You do got to start with yourself, and it sounds cliche, but you got to be, the example that you want to see in the world. If you want it to be a better place, you got to do that. And you got to give yourself the power that they tried to give Jesus. Now, I understand, the Jesus thing and Christianity and stuff, and I really do respect a lot of that. But I think the story would be better if it was told that the story of Jesus was really about every one of us. That all of us really are children of God, and the sentiment is so serious that if we cannot be Jesus, we should be reaching to be like that, because creating a planet full of gods is what a God would have done. And you got to be a shining example of that, man. And you should feel bad when people being hurt and you got such a big ass heart and you want to save people, but you ain't saving nobody. Go do something, save somebody, man. Maybe you should be that police officer that everybody want to see. Go change from the inside if you think that that's the way it's supposed to be done. But do something. If you exert your energy into focusing on what you fear the most about yourself and about the world, and then cry out to the world like, "How can I help you? I want to save this." If you do that, bro, you're gonna find something that you need to do to play your role to save the world. Even if you become an artist, go paint a picture, man. Go find some great motivation to paint beautiful, heartfelt pictures, because you're gonna tap the heart of somebody, and they gonna think the world of you. And when somebody can spiritually connect with you through a painting, through a piece of music, through a movie, or anything at all, that connection, even a little spark, is a deep look inside of what the whole world needs. A fucking hug and some more togetherness, because we all scared, we all worry, we all deserve better than this, and you got to play your part to make that shit happen, man, or it's your fault.
Word.
So do something, man.
Word. Are all open carry states the same, similar, or are some of them different?
Some of them are different, because some states say you can't have one in the chamber, so you got to know where you are, where you can do that or not. Some say you can open carry, but only if you have a permit can you conceal carry. So open carry might be constitutional, but if you want to conceal it and you hide it and don't nobody know you got that gun, you also got to have a permit for that. And some states are like that.
California.
But, yeah, see, and that's weird, because there's only one constitution, this magical constitution, but these states, and with this moral high ground that government's supposed to have, they deserve this high authority over you. Why? They can't even keep the Constitution consistent from state to state, because they don't all agree on how this is supposed to go. And we're looking at them do it. Which means that somebody is the domestic enemy who's violating the Constitution and using force and violence and imprisonment, taxation, and everything to do exactly that. And the heroes will stand by watching them do it. Too. The hero states are watching the other states do it wrong. And we go, domestic part, we'll ignore that. We'll focus on the foreign, only if they got the oil and all the magical minerals in the ground for us to make these iPhones and shit. Man, get the fuck, man. What the hell? They tweaking, bro.
You see why I think it's important to talk to you? I think you on the money on a lot of shit. Hit the nail on the head. Real shit.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Yeah. What else, man? You got the floor. You're welcome to say whatever you like. Encourage people to do something. Like, I personally believe that you have a lot to offer. I believe that other channels that are watching this, you guys want to get an interview with RPM Trey Vietnam, you guys hit me up. I'll get you guys connected. I believe this guy needs more of a platform. I believe this guy needs to be heard. I think the words that you say, they're so powerful that they tremble the ground around you, bro. And I believe that people should be at least trying to hear you, have some discussions, be on some podcasts, on some panels. Joe Rogan, get a hold of this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody else that we could, Valuetainment, get a hold of this guy. Let's get you on Shay Shay.
I love Valuetainment, man.
Let's get on Shay Shay. Let's get on some big podcasts. Let's get RPM Trey Vietnam, because I think this guy is smart, and I think this guy is fucking brave, right? And bro, I think you're a leader. You lead by example. I think a lot of people should take your bravery and if not follow your lead, try to walk alongside you, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. I did the activism and stuff, and it all came together so smoothly, because while I was talking a lot of this stuff online, people were saying, "Oh, it sounds good, but you're a keyboard warrior. What you really gonna do?" And I said, "What I'm really gonna do: bulletproof vest, AR-15, sign. I'm on the streets now, bruh." Because he said that I was talking that shit on the internet, but I want to get out in the street and talk that shit for real, like gun rights is really for everybody, and that we shouldn't be scared. I was like, no, you shouldn't be scared. I'll show you. So I had to get out here, man, because somebody called me out online, man.
Word. There's a guy behind you watching you, and he's like, he walked by earlier, and he had his eye on you, and he came back this way. He's got his eye on you.
Yeah,
That's
but he
hilarious.
ain't running though. He not running though.
Nah, he's not. No.
He won't run though.
Let me see.
Hey, and really, right now, I'm equal distance from the police station at this corner, and the building behind me is the courthouse. So if there's any cops on duty or they're shift changing or lawyers walking back and forth at all or anything, sometimes when I'm at this corner, they'll walk past and I see a lawyer and a cop in plain clothes and walk by and they go, okay, yeah, you know what's up, bro.
Word. Hell yeah.